I'm out here with my little helpers, the cat and the dog. I guess the dog's helping me weed, eating that grass. I don't know what the fixation with that grass is, but I guess it helps. Tomatoes and the flowers just really start taking off. And the onions are right at their prime before they start to keel over, and it's time to harvest those. My broccoli I just harvested all the heads, the big main heads, and now I'm getting the little shoots. And if I keep it sprayed with BT, it also looks very healthy. So my big new thing has been camping, and I was able to set this up and back it in, and I did a really good job, by the way. It was beautifully straight. I was surprised for the first time ever backing it in on my own. But someone asked me, how much time do I spend doing all this? And since the beginning of this channel, and honestly, I'm not sure how long that's been, how many years, but at the time I used to be a stay-at-home homeschool mom, and we moved here. This is our 13th year. So we moved in here, and this did not have a garden. It did not have chickens. And I had a lot of time to put into this. It was kind of my passion and my hobby. And I like to stay busy. So I put it all into this. So my answer to that question was kind of, I could do it all day, every single day, all hours, because I really enjoy it and kind of do, just spend the whole day doing it. But now my life has changed a little bit, and now I have a full-time job that can be pretty demanding at times, a little full-time plus, actually, with a little bit of no time in the summer, or minimal time in the summer. And Steve and I are empty nesters. Like I said, I'm enjoying camping, and we kind of want to travel a little bit more. So how much time do I spend on all of this now? I would say that my chicken chores I could get my chicken chores done in a half-hour a day for the most part. My gardening chores don't really take anything unless I'm going to water, which takes me about, I don't know, a half hour, 45 minutes. I could automate it and it would be less. But I would say in general, I spend, especially in the summertime, maybe an hour a day because I poke around and enjoy it. In the winter, obviously it doesn't take that long. It probably takes a half hour a day. But then there are times like today, I'm going to process some beets, so that's going to take a little bit longer. And yesterday we processed chickens, so that took longer. There are days I need to weed, so weeding may take an hour or more. One of the things, like you can see my stuff going to seed, but actually that serves a purpose. I like to eat those flowers, they're really good. But my garden has also become good enough, as opposed to, it used to be kind of my work of art. So, it depends on what you want to do. But I would say overall, in general, this probably takes me between 15 hours and 20 hours a week to garden our own vegetables, to raise our own chicken, and kind of do what we do as a hobby. And I also feel I could get it done in less than that if I needed to. And if I have time and want to, I can do it in more. So on the agenda today, because I have some free time and it's a beautiful day, I just like to be out here. If you hate doing this stuff, like maybe Steve, this would not be what you want to do. But for me, it's fun, so I enjoy it. So on the agenda today is the beet harvest. These beets are ready. They might even be a little past ready. So I'll show you how the beets have done in just that little area that's probably 3 by 4 or something. And I also think that my snap peas are mostly ready to come out, and I'm going to plant some green beans in there as well. Some different kinds of beets in here. I wish I could tell you what they are, but I have some of these. I believe these red ones are called bull's blood. I planted something called bull's blood. I don't know, do the greens look different? And then, guys, I don't know, this is a fail. Every year I plan on recording what I planted and keep track of it, and I never do. So regardless, these are beets. You can use the greens from the beets, which I actually like to do. So I might keep some of these, and they're a little gritty in my experience, but using them with other greens, they're very nutritious. I'm gonna see if the ducks like them too. What we've got. So these are great, and I carefully plant. The key, I think, to carrots and beets is to carefully plant them and space them out, because I have terrible success in thinning them. These are probably the ideal size if you want a really tender, sweet little beet. These bigger ones, what I'm going to do with them is slice them and freeze them. Anyways, that's how we tend to use them. So these are going to be fine for that too. I'm going to pull them, and then I'm going to leave about an inch or two of the greens, the stems I should say, on there. I understand that helps them keep their color better as you cook them. This is one of the beets with the bright red tops. Beautiful. So I got the big beets out, and I have a overflowing basket full, which is going to give me plenty of beets for us to use this winter. We don't eat a ton of them, so that ought to get us through the whole year. I'm thinking. I'll see what it is when it's done. We don't eat a ton of them. But I also have 3 big piles here of beet greens, which I may go ahead and harvest some of my other greens that I have that are getting, sorry, the sun is so bright, that are getting a little bit overgrown, and see what I can put in the freezer from that. And my little beans, my little beet patch here still has a ton of beets in it. So I'm gonna let these guys go ahead and grow, because I kind of thinned out some of it, and we'll see what we get from that. I can use it for greens. I can just use it for cover at this point and let it go. And we'll see if the quacks like beet greens. Looks like I'm gonna have to tear them up for them. They're getting a little picky. All right, the ducks like them if they're prepared the correct way, which apparently has to be torn up. Oops. Apparently has to be torn up in little pieces for them to eat them. I know another way they'll love them too. They seem to enjoy most things when they end up in the water too. All right, guys, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great summer week and weekend here. I'll catch you the next time.